Join me in the audio garden to cultivate our collective wisdom, nurture creativity, and spread love. My name is Martha Senator. Welcome to Listen and Be Heard. Gardening, writing, restoring, insisting, consisting of the days from sunrise with the chickens and the dog and the goats and the Muscovies, escorted by King Arthur the cat. Long live the king. My nest is not empty. It's preventing me from buying a ticket to Kansas City to finally go to the AWP conference. AWP, American Writers and Publishers. I try to picture myself becoming a member, going to the conference, being sociable, promoting my work, something I'm not great at doing. But I've been discovering that writers are a supportive group of people in our own way. We spend time alone, a lot of time, in our heads or in a book, but we can be mutually supportive and share important information. This is what I tell myself as I contemplate the expenses and leaving my cherished rituals for a few days, my animal companions and fireside mornings before dawn to go through the discomfort of travel and the fear of COVID and eating food that I didn't pick from my own garden to attend a conference for those who are able to go, however they make it so. So then I considered doing it virtually, like only on Saturday on my computer, just for the first time, maybe just dip my toe in. But I'm 61 years old now. I don't want to wait forever. But then my insecurities kick in, thinking I should have an MFA, have had a different life from the one I've lived. Then I remind myself that none of it actually matters.
King, you had a dream, but bet you could have never did dream that to commemorate your birth, the linen outlet would have such a massive white sail.
The life of man is taken like a nickel or a dime. No one respect the life of a man. Who care less? No one. My heart is ardent to love, not kill, shoot, or dissolute. I'm here to stay and be a friend indeed. Put your trust in no man. Every man is out there for themselves. As them say, what goes around comes around. But in my thought, life work itself out. Indeed it does. Love is like a myth to me at times, just clogging my emotions. I'm like a bird roaming Earth's surface, looking for something, Sometimes I don't even know. I'm in a maze, searching for something I don't even know. I'm like a plant, wanting to grow, a tiny light, wanting to glow. But the heart of man is so deceiving.
Money, 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 root of all evil. Money, 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 root of all evil. You work for a man and you get no pay. Brother, sister, don't do anything wrong. Don't let no one influence you. When trouble comes, it's you and
Some people don't show remorse.
I've
Have compassion for everyone you meet, even if they don't want it. What seems conceit is always a sign, always a sign, always a sign. For those you encounter, have compassion, even if they don't want it. What seems bad manners is always a sign, always a sign, always a sign, always a sign of things no ears have heard, always a sign of things no eyes have seen. You do not know what wars are going on down there where the spirit meets the bone, down there where the spirit meets the bone, down where the spirit meets the bone. For everyone you listen to, have compassion, even if they don't want it. What seems cynicism is always a sign, always a sign, always a sign, always a sign of things no ears have heard, always a sign of things no eyes have seen. You do not know what wars are going on down there where the spirit meets the bone, down there where the spirit meets the bone, down where the spirit meets
Once it's heard, it can't be unheard. Once it's published, it's not going to be unpublished. Once you read the poem, you can't unread it. No matter how an individual may try to push it to the side, forget about it, it's still in there. And it's the words, the meaning, the feelings behind it are taking root in their psyche, and they can't get rid of it.
Clearly, banning books is not the answer to anything. I do feel that people are banning books are a very small percentage of the country. And often I think they're doing it for attention as opposed to actually being concerned about what the book says or does.
PEN America reported while the movement to ban books is driven by a vocal minority demanding censorship, a 2022 poll conducted by the American Library Association found that over 70% of parents oppose book banning, leaving many public school districts in a bind. We want to hear from you to contribute to our banned book segment here on Listen and Be Heard. You can use your voice memo app on your smartphone and record a short message. Introduce yourself, just your first name. Hi, my name is. Record no more than 2 to 3 minutes. Hold the phone about an inch or so away from your chin and find a quiet place to make that recording. Email it to us at bbooks@listenandbeheard.net. bbooks@listenandbeheard.net by hitting that share button in the app. All these instructions we'll also have at listenandbeheard.net. And when you submit that recording, please share with us your name if you'd like to be added to our mailing list, and also that you give permission for Listen and Be Heard to include your voice in the radio show and in the podcast. Thanks.
Yeah, I think you should just get a list of the banned books and read them. Like, I think they're promoting the books, and you need to get a copy of it. I mean, if we're going to silence voices, how will we ever know truth?
My relationship with Mother Earth is what matters. Getting on a plane isn't my lifestyle choice. All of this brings me full circle, just like Earth circles. As I get to my evening ritual with my companions, bring in some firewood. King Arthur settles on his throne by the fire. I think about, what am I trying to do? It's January. What's my New Year's resolution? The getting published aspect of writing, that's going to be my personal theme for the year. And I'm going to share it all with you, my cherished listeners, in little bits that you can stand. I'll try not to be too dramatic about my rejections. And I'll watch the garden evolve. I'll make good compost to spread over what's already sprouted. I'll be a perennial promoter of all writers, including me, and a champion of our collective concerns. So I'll start today with telling you about the email newsletters that I'm currently subscribed to. I'm thinking of them like seed catalogs. There's so many publishers and agents, and yet so few that are right for you. All the fruits and vegetables look pretty in the pictures. But by the time you consider your genre and your marketability, it's kind of like determining your growing zone and your season before you plant any seeds at all. So I sift through the information, and I've decided that every Friday I have to make at least one submission. So I get authors publish. I get that in my email, and you can go to authorspublish.com to sign up for that newsletter. And they publish what they call legitimate publishing opportunities. And they spread it over different genres and areas of writing. I also use Query Tracker, and you can go to querytracker.net for that. And that's all about submitting queries to agents. And they claim to help authors find agents, but I haven't found an agent yet, but I'm going to keep trying. And someone who has good advice about all of that is Jane Friedman. And you can go to janefriedman.com to sign up for one of her free email newsletters. So there it is. And good luck to you, and good luck to me.
It feel like I still be running, even when I be still running, running, running. Body always running, mind be always running, heartbeat always running to and from running. Body, mind, heartbeat. Body always running, mind be always running, heartbeat always running to and from running. Body always running, mind be always running, heartbeat always running to and from run. Body always running, mind be always running, heartbeat always running to and from run.
Snake Boy. There was a boy who went bird hunting every day. He was very close to his grandmother, and when he returned, he would give all of the birds he killed to her. She was also very fond of him. They spent a lot of time together. This made the rest of the family jealous, and they were mean to the boy. This went on for some time, and at last the boy said he was going to leave, but told his grandmother not to grieve for him. The next morning he would not eat any breakfast and went into the woods hungry. That evening he brought home a pair of deer antlers and went into the winter house. His grandmother went in to be with him, but he told her he had to be alone, so she went into the main house with the others. At early daybreak, she went to the winter house and looked inside, where she saw not her grandson, but a huge uktana that completely filled the winter house. It had horns on its head and had 2 human legs instead of a tail. He spoke to her and said for her to move away from the door. Later in the morning, the giant snake began to uncoil and slowly crawl out, but it was full noon before it was all out of the winter house. This time it was complete snake, and no boy was left. It made a terrible hissing noise, and all the people ran from it. It crawled on through the settlement, leaving a broad trail until it came to the deep part of the river and slid in out of sight. The boy's grandmother went along the trail and walked directly into the water and disappeared. Once after that, a man fishing saw her sitting on a large rock in the river, but as soon as she saw him, she jumped into the water and was gone.
kind of diagnosis, the treatment options become radically different. The medicine we prescribe to address the inflammation of people and planet has been prescribed by others
Finished
before
that
us.
project with USDA, determined to bring the voice of American farmers and ranchers into discussions around what was happening on the ground and on the front lines of climate
In
change.
today's universities, farming and medicine are both taught through an ahistorical lens, which hides the legacies of land theft, genocide, and labor theft that their industries required to exist in these territories. The training is science-based, but selectively so, focusing on science that advances its agendas rather than interrogating its assumptions of power. Both farming and medicine had their education and policy shaped by philanthropic
But I like to
capitalism.
think about it as sobering. It's bringing to readers the experience from a farmer's perspective, from people who work the land, from people who actually their livelihood depends on dependable weather. And it's bringing that experience into the reality of all the rest of us who depend on these folks to feed us.
Bombara is an African-American writer, and actually she was an English teacher, if you didn't know, Crypto. She wrote in the 1960s with the Black Arts Movement and emergence of Black feminism.
Amazing author.
Well, and then even today, this piece feels so fresh.
There's also something about science that just doesn't get at the way it all feels. We see that people are taking facts, very true, very, very stark facts, and going, I can't deal with this.
When I say ancestors to you.
Climate change is an urgent message. It's fraught with contradictions and controversy. But we can't avoid thinking about it and planning for what most of us are already experiencing, to varying degrees. We have to learn to listen to the people who have been telling us all along how to get along with Mother Earth. The wise women who have been telling us since way back how to live in balance and be thankful for our many gifts. It's the concern of every writer, because it's the concern of every person. Storytellers have the responsibility of their gift. The storyteller can convey the message of a scholarly tome in a few well-considered minutes, putting a megaphone to the message. So what stories can we tell to imagine how we will come together to keep food on the table when our dependence on global deliveries to our doorsteps breaks down? Nonfiction writers have the responsibility to inform us about what they think about what they've learned. Writers all together look at the big picture, they tell us what the data crunch means, and also the minutiae about every minute of every day. And poets have the responsibility to keep us in touch with our feelings. If we think we don't feel anything about climate change, it's because we're avoiding what we feel because it's big and scary. But words are the most direct path to facts, and we don't have to be brutal with truth. We can be present with the truth, honest about our reality, kind about the consequences, non-judgmental about how we seek to set things right. On January 31st, Laura Langnick and Meredith Lee will join me, Martha Senator, once again for our winter season roundtable. This time we'll be talking about alternatives to capitalism on the path to resilience.
And always there are the children. There will be children in the heat of day. There will be children in the cold of winter. Children, like a quilted blanket, are welcome in our old age. Children, like a block of ice to a desert sheik, are a sign of status in our youth. We feed the children on our culture, that they might understand our travail. We nourish the children on our gods, that they may understand respect. We urge the children on the tracks that our race will not fall short. But children are not ours, nor we theirs. They are future, we are past. And how do we welcome the future? Not with the colonialism of the past, for that is our problem. Not with the racism of the past, for that is their problem. Not with the fears of our own status, for history is lived, not dictated. We welcome the young of all groups as our own, with the solid nourishment of food and warmth. We prepare the way with the solid nourishment of self-actualization. We implore all the young to prepare for the young, because always there will be children.
This is Listen and Be Heard, the Writers and Readers Radio Hour. My name is Martha Senator. I want to tell you a little bit about what you've been listening to, other than my New Year's resolutions for Season 2. We heard King by Everton Sylvester from his self-released spoken word album, Trial Separation. We heard Money Money, the dub poetry version by Horace Andy from the Broken Beats 2 collection, released on Echo Beach. Thank you to DJ Jeannie Hopper for both of those. And you can find out more about all of that. I'll post some more information that she gave me along with links on the web page for this episode, Season 2, Episode 1. We also heard from Lucinda Williams, Compassion, and Running by Tomas Guido, featuring Ursula Rucker. Snake Boy, a story from Kathy Smith Littlejohn from the CD Cherokee Legends of the Supernatural. And Always There Are the Children was from Legacies, the poetry of Nikki Giovanni. And today, on this time and this place, that poem makes me think of all the children in Palestine and Israel. And I pray for peace. I pray for peace. You are tuned to Listen and Be Heard, the radio hour for writers and readers. My name is Martha Senator. This is Listen and Be Heard Radio, WLBH.org. Welcome to the Audio Garden. Let's cultivate our collective wisdom, nurture creativity, and spread love.
Walking down my street, here's the room where I live. Here's the neighbor children. Sometimes they bark. sunny afternoon. A plane goes by. Walking with my cat around. Ah, it's a sunny afternoon. Here's the window where you left. How can I forget? Here's the window where you left. How can I forget to lose?
Underground Panthers. A hunter was in the woods one day in the winter when suddenly he saw a panther coming towards him. He prepared to defend himself and was just about to shoot the animal when the panther spoke, and to the man it seemed as if they were of the same nature. The panther said, "Where are you going, brother?" And the man said, "I'm looking for a deer." The panther replied, "Well, we're getting ready for a green corn dance, and there are 7 of us hunting, so we might as well hunt together." The hunter agreed, and they moved on together. Each time they saw a deer, the panther said, "These are too small. We will find something better." They finally came upon a deer, and the panther sprang upon it and tore its throat and killed it after a hard struggle. The hunter was ready to skin it, but the panther said that the skin was too tore up to use and they must try again. They found a large deer next, and this one the panther killed with little trouble. Then wrapping his tail around it, threw it across his back. The panther said to the hunter, "Now come to our townhouse." The panther led the way, carrying the captured deer upon his back up a little stream until they came to the head spring, where a door opened on the side of the mountain, and they went in. The hunter found himself in front of a large townhouse. The trees were all green and the air was warm as in summer. There were many panthers getting ready for the dance, and somehow it all seemed natural to the hunter. After a while, other panthers came in with the deer they had brought, and the dance began. The hunter danced several rounds and all at once realized how late it was and desired to return home. The panthers opened the door for him and he left. He found himself alone in the woods, and it was winter and very cold. When he reached his settlement, he found a group just starting out to hunt for him. They asked him where he had been for so long, and he told them the whole story. They told him that he had been gone for several days instead of one day as he had thought. He began to sicken, and he died in 7 days because he had already started taking on the panther's nature and could not live among men.
Listen and Be Heard has grown with me and my family. As a young mother, I had pots of herbs in my apartments, and each move from downtown to uptown, from East Coast to West Coast to now down south, put me in a larger growing space. And now I'm communing with animal friends and plant trees. But back in the 80s, graduated early from high school. I took off to Paris with a jazz musician and figured out I was a writer, and I returned to New York as a single mother with a 3-year-old daughter. And I joined the active spoken word scene of the 90s, and I toured with my band called Poaz Yoaz, and DJ Jeannie Hopper, who's now a producer of this Listen and Be Heard radio show. She put out a mix of Living It, which might be my biggest claim to fame if you want to Google me being Martha Senator, your host. And also during that time, I worked for the publisher Steve Cannon at a Gathering of the Tribes, which is an ongoing East Village nonprofit. And Steve's all-inclusive philosophy was from the heart. He was a do-or-die type of guy. And I edited several issues of his magazine while also hosting and producing a show of my own on community radio, WBAI in New York City, where I was able to interview amazing writers. And I had a couple of my books published, and that's when I started hosting the weekly Listen and Be Heard open mic. Or, well, I should say I started hosting the open mic, and later on my books got published. And maybe one had to do with the other, or all of it together had to do with getting published at the time. But I had a new baby, and I was facing expulsion from my apartment, and so I moved to the Bay Area, and Listen and Be Heard, I started it up again after a little while as an open mic, and then it became actually a poetry cafe for a while and a weekly arts news. And now I've been in the Greenville area since 2009, and a couple years ago, I was recently divorced, and I was in New York City for the Whitney Biennial, where they actually honored Steve Cannon, 20 years later down the line now. And I got into a cab, and there was her on a video in the cab, who I knew as Gabby Wilson in the Bay Area, and she did her first performance at the Listen and Be Heard Poetry Cafe. And there she was on that cafe stage with the Listen and Be Heard logo right behind her, just as I got in the taxi. And I took it as a sign that I should revive Listen and Be Heard here in Greenville, South Carolina, where I reside. And I also got the domain name back, listenandbeheard.net, that I had lost when I kind of allowed my marriage to shut down all of my personal aspirations. And so here I am, a couple of years later, starting the second season of the Listen and Be Heard Hour for writers and readers. And the mission hasn't changed much since the first open mic, which gives a writer an audience for a brief amount of time, and there's no committee, no editorial oversight, no submissions, no requirement to be published or unpublished. Just some time with an audience that's willing to listen to you express yourself any way that you want to. And now I'm digging in my garden for something from the archives, something interesting. I was thinking about something from the Bay Area, so I'm digging over in that area, trying to find a little bit of the Listen and Be Heard open mic that was so successful at the time at Rafael's, which was a great get-together, that it got written up in the Chronicle. Here it is. Here it is. I'm going to play it for you.
My lords and my ladies, brothers and sisters, mamas and daddies, and kiddies, most immaculately hip aristocrats,
lords and ladies,
I want to welcome you here tonight. We're gathered here tonight, not in a nightclub, not in a bar,
this ain't no bar,
not in a restaurant,
have a little bit
not in a cafe, but in a modern chapel of love. Would it embarrass you if I told you that I love you?
Did she say love?
We're here to dig each other tonight. We're here to love each other tonight. We're here to dig deep down into our souls and find poetry. This is sociology, anthropology,
digging bones,
psychology,
mind trips,
archaeology, the study of how I can dig you and you can dig me. Because this is poetry. It's jazz. It's dance beats. It's picking it up, putting it down, taking it apart, putting it back together again, smashing it, mashing it, creating it, kissing it, hugging it, loving it.
Building it as we go, making it up as we flow. 1, 2, 3, here we go.
Percussion, we have Adam Goodhue. Make him feel welcome here tonight.
Adam.
This is poetry. This is about listening and being heard. It's about sharing what you have and hearing what other people have to offer.
Say what you got to
On the turntables, we have Dirty Kev and Dante.
Dirty Kevin, Dante.
Poetry on the turntables. It's poetry on the mic. It's poetry between the drums and the vocals, turntables. We have Felicia Thompson on vocals. Coming up tonight, we have a very special guest, Micah, who will be singing her original songs on guitar.
Micah on guitar.
And as usual, we have 3 rounds tonight. We have our lightning round.
Lightning fast, triple quick, make
That's
it
the one
fast,
that
get it
goes
going,
really
let's move
super
it
quick.
on.
We've got a regular second round where you get to do your regular poetry thing.
Do your thing, show your style.
And then we got the freestyle Deacon Reconstruction where you get to kick it with the turntablist.
From the heart.
This is poetry. This is jazz. This is dance beats. This is
with the DJ.
Listen and Be Heard. My name is Martha Senator, and my co-host is Lauricia Davis. I'm gonna kick it off tonight with a little poem about love, and then we'll move on to the lightning round. My love is deep as the night. My love is steeped in wisdom. My love is supple as a sapling. My love is hard as ebony wood.
Rock hard.
My love is quick as a fox.
Watch it, there it goes.
My
Did
love
you catch it? Did you
is
see it? Did you
weary
miss it?
as a martyr. My love is
Time.
patient as the mountains. My love is hopeful as a child. My love is an invitation.
Here it comes.
My love is a surprise.
Watch out.
My love is a twanging string. My love is a beating drum. My love is a circle. My love is a dance. My love is master. My love is slave. My love walks through the threshold. My love leaps through burning hoops. My love knows beyond knowing. My love feels beyond sensation. My love speaks foreign tongues. My love cries for everyone. My love knows no borders. My love charms the beast. My love is a surprise. My love takes it easy. My love holds hands. My love knows nature. My love weaves wonders. My love abides everywhere. My love smiles. My love seeks. My love seeks. My love seeks. My love finds. My love finds. It's poetry. It's jazz. It's dance beats. It's listen and be heard. Listen and be heard. Listen and be heard. Listen and be heard. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so the lightning round, folks. The lightning round, that is what it sounds like. It goes super quick, super fast. And everybody who signed the list, you know who you all are. You can all come up here and get in a line, because that makes it even faster. And what you do is you do your fastest, quickest poem, you know. And if you're in doubt, it's probably too long, okay? So this is so that everybody who signed the list gets to be heard right away. We get to meet everybody right away. Nobody has to wait till the end of the night to be heard. So come on up here, please. Over here. Get in a line. And we'll get up one at a time and deliver our quickest, fastest poem that strikes quick and fast like lightning. Right? Right? We got that? Everybody understands? Okay? So, here we go. I'm going to start it off, and Larissa is going to finish it off, and everybody else is going to go in between. So, pain, freed by understanding hands, flies like a prayer.
I always get it wrong. I cry in my coffee, sober up in my beer. Each sip is a grace note, and I have more and less to fear.
I am a poet. Understand my words. And I hope what I'm saying doesn't leave you disturbed.
Young woman brusquely straightens little boy's coat. Then pats head. Straightens coat more. Pats head again.
Butterfly flutters by, my sign to me, the first sign of spring. What it is for you, let it ring.
The passion in your kiss as we intertwine, your lips so sweet, tender, divine. The mystery in your eyes captivates my heart, body, and soul, watching a story of sweet ecstasy unfold.
My name is Andrea. I'm a poet and a songwriter.
I want to thank you for joining me here in the audio garden, listening to Mother Nature and all her sounds, and the poets and storytellers who visited while we were here. We heard Ricky Lee Jones with Sunny Afternoon from Ghosty Head. Underground Panthers was another story from Cherokee Legends of the Supernatural. That last recording was from Rafael's, a special Filipino spot that used to exist in Vallejo, California. I miss those days sometimes. I don't keep this garden all by myself. J. Rodriguez Sierra chimes in with music and loops, and you can check him out at jrodriguezsierra.com. I heard he has a new CD out, but I haven't heard it yet. We'll be hearing again from the people's poet, Tony Robles, next week, when he interviews Jen Soriano, author of the new book of essays, Nervous. Essays on heritage and healing. And it's been getting some great reviews. I'm trying to find them right now for you. Here it is, one of Glamour Magazine's 15 best nonfiction books of 23. Time Magazine's 10 new books you should read. It's on one of Atlantic's 6 books that might change how you think about mental illness. So maybe you want to check that out too. I know I do. Getting ripe and ready in the next few weeks, an interview with Kate Jewell, author of Live from the Underground, A History of College Radio. The winter special with Laura Legnick and Meredith Lee on alternatives to capitalism. We'll be hearing from the Poet Laureate and the Teen Poet Laureate of Greenville, South Carolina, and a counter-narrative of The Little Mermaid, as told by Leslie Ann Brown, all the way over there across the water in Denmark. As always, I want to say thank you to Davine Dial at WPVM for being the first one to bring Listen and Be Heard to broadcast radio. And since then, we've been heard on KCEI in Taos, New Mexico, and WXOX in Louisville, Kentucky. My name is Martha Senator. It's getting chilly, and I'm going to move on from the audio garden for now and let it just be itself for a while. But I'll be back, and I hope you will too. I want to thank you for listening and allowing me to be heard.
Living it is. Giving it. Having it to give. Taking it. Moving it around. Living it, giving it, having it, taking it, moving it, shaking it, creating it, loving it. Living it is loving it.
Living it is sewing a coat, investing each stitch with magic, creating a unique design, putting it on and wearing it the rest of your life. Living it is knowing that what you see, what you hear is tangible. It's being a rock in the river and being the river too. It's hearing, you'll never be able to do that. Living it is knowing you will do it. It's speaking the unspoken. It's thinking the unthinkable. It's doing the unexpected. It's quitting before you get fired. Living it is giving it is having it is taking it is moving it, shaking it, creating it, loving it. Living it is loving it. Living it is loving a man you're not supposed to love. It's giving way to emotions, creating commotions, calling attention to yourself. And eye contact. Living it is learning from someone who can actually show you. It's cleaning your teacher's house or helping her to find one. It's never ever saying J-O-B. Living it is a one-way ticket and no solid plans. It's smoking a J in a smoke cafe in Amsterdam. It's saying the day is pretty in a strange new city. Living it is giving it is having it is taking it is moving.